Coming up today on Studio 13 Live, Mariners fans got a special surprise from the Seattle Love is Blind cast. Which star got to throw out the ceremonial first pitch, and who was there to support?
Plus, we're trying delicious drinks and pies with Willridge Winery's Pie Wine Bar.
Then we're sitting down with one of the top bull riders in the world ahead of their shows at the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett and Tacoma Dome.
And Coma Pizza is dishing up some of their unique Detroit-style pizzas with Japanese mochi dough. Studio 13 Live starts right now.
I wanna see you smile, take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.
Hey there, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Carly Henderson, and I'm so excited because today we have China Green on the show. She's gonna be co-hosting with me for the very first time. You know her from Good Day Seattle, and sometimes she's waist deep in snow, so this is a little different for you, right?
Yeah, I got to dress cute and not have 3 layers of pants on and my dinosaur stomper 3000s.
Perfect,
Yeah.
I'm excited, I'm excited. It's gonna be a really fun show. Today's actually National Lookalike Day, so I'm wondering, who's your lookalike?
Ooh, I always get Meghan Markle.
Oh, that's a really good one.
All the time.
That's a really good one.
What about you?
I get just like whoever's really big in pop culture at the moment and has brown hair and bangs.
Oh, okay.
So it was Zooey Deschanel for a little while when New Girl was on, and then Anne Hathaway, which I really used to fight. I really didn't love it, but now I'm like, big smile, like our eyes are kind of the same. I kind of get it, and she's in her like best style era yet, so I'm trying to embrace that one now.
She is living her best life. She's an icon.
She really is. Well, Mariners fans got quite the surprise yesterday. So 2 couples from Seattle's Love is Blind cast came on the field for the ceremonial first pitch.
And since 2020, reality television lovers have been captivated by the Netflix original Love is Blind, a social experiment where single men and women go into dating pods, find love, and get engaged all before seeing each other. Season 4, which concluded this past weekend, hits close to home for many Seattleites as it was based right here in the Emerald City. Throughout the season, we got to follow couples from the pods to their new shared homes in Seattle and eventually to the altar, where they decide once and for all whether they get married or continue their search for love elsewhere. During season 4, we saw the ups and downs of the experiment, but ultimately 3 couples said I do after falling in love sight unseen. Today, we're delighted to be joined by 2 of them. Please join us in welcoming to the field, delivering our ceremonial first pitch today from Seattle and Love is Blind Season 4, Chelsea and Kwame Appiah. And Zach and Bliss Goitowski. There are Zach and Bliss.
I love it. So the couples, obviously, as you can see there, Chelsea and Kwame and Bliss and Zach. Now, Chelsea was actually the one to throw the first pitch to Jared Kelnick. The others were right there beside her to support her. This was the couple's first public outing since the show came to an end. I have to say, I'm really excited to see them back in Seattle. I'm excited to kind of like spot them around. And Chelsea really grew on me this season, too. I feel like she was the most like emotionally evolved and like maybe ready to get married. You know, on these like dating reality shows, people are always like, are you there for the right reasons or not? And I really got the sense that she was, and she had her happy ending. And like, look at her out there now, back in our town. It's awesome.
Living her best life. I feel like with those shows, it is so up and down. I find myself really rooting for a couple, and then towards the end, I'm like, they're toxic. Get them away from each other. They can't do it. But it was a good show. But if you are a fan of another show called Twilight, maybe you heard of it, you're in luck, because according to The Hollywood Reporter, a TV series based off of Stephenie Meyer's best-selling book series is in early development. So this is huge news, apparently. So sources say the series, it doesn't have a network or a platform to air on yet, but Lionsgate, which owns the rights, plans to shop around right now. So there's no timeline for when it will be released, but the Twilight film franchise made more than $3 billion worldwide. So of course, like everything good, it has to go to Netflix or Hulu or one of those.
I've never seen a Twilight movie.
You haven't?
Isn't that wild? No. And people always have that same reaction too because they know so much of it took place around here. But now that I'm living in the Pacific Northwest, I think it needs to happen.
You know what? I get the same reaction when I say I've never seen Harry Potter.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I've only seen the first Harry Potter. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be on Netflix or Hulu or something as well. So they're all transitioning.
I just hope people are happy with it. If you're a huge fan of Twilight, I hope you love it. I feel like we all think we want a reboot.
Right.
And then sometimes when it happens, it's like a little different than you remember.
Yes.
Or like they try to change things that you wish stayed the same. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know. I don't know about reboots in general, to be honest.
Let's see how it goes.
Frank Ocean will not be able to perform during his headlining slot at Coachella this weekend because he got injured while preparing for it. So he was hurt on site while getting ready for last weekend, forcing him to rework his set, which definitely left some fans disappointed. Blink-182 will reportedly fill in as the Sunday night headliner for the first time. The music festival's second weekend is going to be live streamed on Coachella's YouTube channel for free as well. Yeah, so I have a friend who was at Coachella last weekend, and he was like so disappointed by how the whole Frank Ocean thing took place. He just said for like the first 5 minutes, there was just people like walking in a circle. He was super late to his set. They didn't know if he was going to come out at some point. And so I know he's known for being like really unpredictable, but I think people were just like, this performance is not it. So I guess he just needs to rest it up.
Well, per everything in this world now, I found out what that was like and what Coachella was like based off of TikTok and what I was seeing. And a lot of the videos, which usually with Coachella, you see, you know, some shots of the concert, but this was just people walking out. They were so frustrated with the performance, with his lack of appearing on time. And so, yeah, it wasn't a good look for Frank Ocean
not
there.
really, especially like contrasted with like Blackpink or like the iconic Beyonce performance where you remember like how much effort these artists put into it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Blink-182 is going to perform. Everybody loves Blink.
Yeah,
so.
everybody knows. But I wonder if most of the people who attend Coachella know any of the Blink-182 songs.
Oh, I know. Hope so. It's probably vintage at this point.
Right. It's going to make you feel really old. All right, so if you have a hard time hearing what characters are saying in TV shows and movies, Amazon Prime apparently has a way to help you out on that. So it lets viewers turn up the volume on the dialogue without impacting the background sound effects and music. Right now, the feature of only available on select Amazon originals like The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, but it is expected to expand in the future. And I think this is such a fantastic idea because there's so much going on sometimes in the dialogue, like with Peaky Blinders. I don't know if you ever watched that that show, but I have to have the subtitles on. I need to lock it in because there's so much going on and the accents and everything. I have to put the subtitles on, so this is definitely going to help my viewing pleasure.
A British show, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like too, I don't know what it is, but sometimes when you're watching a show or a movie at home and then the music comes on, the music is like so loud, so much louder than the dialogue. So if like someone else is sleeping or something, you have to like mute it or like turn it way down. So I think this is a good way to adjust it. Just say, I want to hear everything here. Yeah. I'm here for it. A video of a 6-year-old Dolly Parton fan in Tennessee has gone viral for a good reason. Take a look at this. So Stella dressed up as Parton for book day at school. The look was completed with leggings, high-heeled boots, and of course, a beautiful blonde wig. Her mom posted the video on TikTok, and it now has more than 3 million views. I mean, how cute. Talk about dedication there. What a cool kid. I feel like I just dressed up as like Disney characters and like, I don't know, Wizard of Oz stuff when I was a little kid, but already going for a musical icon.
Yes, and in Tennessee, there is nothing more iconic than, because I worked in Knoxville for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Dolly Parton and Peyton Manning run that state, period. So that little girl absolutely killed it with that outfit.
Cool. Very on point.
So the New York Post published an article about the growing issue of never deleting digital content. It's called digital hoarding, apparently. Guilty. So the article says the average American has at least 40 apps on their phone, but uses less than half of them. Millions have inboxes with more than 1,000 unread emails, and about 60% never delete photos or videos. So would you consider yourself a digital hoarder?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, I kind of feel personally attacked by all these statistics here. You know what I mean? I have heard a really good tip, though, if you have like so many photos, is to go like every day of the year, look up that specific date, and then you'll see, if you have an iPhone, photos from like whatever, today is April 20th. Yes. April 20th from all the previous years that are still in your iPhone, and you can clear them out that way. But I have so many, and usually I'll back them up, I'll put them on a hard drive, but they're just all in like one folder from like a specific, like this month's folder. They'll all be on there. I got very into organizing them during the pandemic when I had like a lot of time on my hands. And so there's like a couple years that are very organized, like by trips and all of this. The rest of it is just all in there. And honestly, if I didn't complete that task during the pandemic, I don't know if I ever will.
I have an emotional ride with my family, so I have screenshots of text messages and pictures. I need receipts. I need to just pop up a receipt in case, you know, my sister wants to get wild and say something didn't happen, and I have proof that it did. So I need the receipts in there, and then I also don't ever delete my emails. So if you see my phone, it has 14,000 emails. You know, it's fine.
It's normal. We've accepted it.
All right, so if you're trying your best to make a new habit stick, maybe deleting some emails here and there, it could take a while, apparently. So we've all heard habits take 21 days to form, but a new study says that it all depends on what kind of habit this is. So researchers looked at how long it would take for hand washing to stick around for hospital workers, how long it would take for a group of people to go to the gym regularly. Hand washing took just a few weeks to catch on, but it took an average of 6 months for going to the gym to become a habit. So have you ever had to correct a habit or get into a habit? How long did it take you?
Yeah, I feel like the thing for me is just making a checklist. So like, and I really do live for like having that reward of being like, oh, I can check it off my list that I did it today. Or like thinking it in my brain with like, or reframing it, I guess I would say. So if it's like, oh, I have to work out today, like you're gonna dread it, you're not gonna wanna do it. There's like, it's gonna be hard to motivate yourself, but if you're like, I get to work out today and take care of myself up or whatever, that's really helped me to form new habits. I don't know about a timeline though. I just like have to have the little check that I did it. What about you?
There was one habit that I tried to kick recently. So I'm addicted to picking my skin. A lot of people have that. It's called trichotillomania. So I tried to really lock down I think that like about a year and a half ago, and I was like, I'm gonna do this in a month. I'm not gonna pick my face. I'm gonna be flawless without makeup. And it's been a year and a half, and I'm still struggling. So it's a daily struggle. And so it's, you know, it's probably gonna be 2 years before I kick it. And you know, you go in thinking like you go to the gym, I'm gonna be ripped and look amazing in 3 months. And then 3 months in, you're like, I've gone to the gym twice, still eating tacos on Tuesday. So you just gotta lock it in, and it's a grind every single day.
But like, I mean, like baby steps, right? So I'm sure there's some ways where like you have changed and you like feel so much better because of it too. So I feel like it's all about like helping yourself, like, you know, give gratitude for what you can do along the way too. But that's awesome. I feel like we all have a lot of habits we have to try to work on.
It's a daily grind.
It is.
All right, so still ahead, some big artists announcing tour stops right here in the Seattle area.
Our friends Jody and Bender from 95.7 The Jet, they're joining us next to break down one of the big acts that was just announced. We'll be right back.
It is almost summer, and there are a lot of concert announcements coming up.
Yes, so to chat all about it, we've got our friends Jody and Bender from 95.7 The Jet. Guys, what's going on? I heard a big artist was announced.
Good morning.
Huge artist was announced earlier this week.
Yeah, you guys, Sting. Sting is coming to Climate Pledge Arena September 27th. And you want to hear something cool?
Yes.
Ooh, what?
Always.
He has an artist opening up for him, and the artist's name is Joe Sumner. Have you ever heard of Joe Sumner?
Wait, isn't that
I feel like
Sting's
I should have, but maybe not yet.
Isn't that because his real name is Gordon
That's
Sumner.
right, Bender. His real name is Gordon Sumner, so Joe Sumner is his son.
Oh, his son?
Yeah, his son is opening up for him.
Look at that. I was right there with you guys. I had no idea.
Very cool. I mean, you gotta keep the family with you. Might as well give them a job on the road, right?
All right,
That's
so
what I'm saying.
Do we know what he's doing? What the kid is doing?
Well, he's opening up for his dad.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if is he like just the drummer with the name, or is he also a singer?
I assume he's a singer and not like a juggler or something, but it just says he's with him.
Now, that would be cool.
Yeah, we'll just assume he's a singer.
Okay, got it. There you go. Tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Listen, talent is talent. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
All right, so forget ghosting. Apparently, there is a new dating trend we're talking about.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of cloaking?
No. That is one I've not heard of.
No.
Jody.
What's cloaking?
Cloaking. All right, well, it's one step up from ghosting, but as opposed to them completely blowing you off and ghosting you, they go into cloaking mode where they have blocked you and basically become invisible, where you can't even reach them if you wanted to.
Oh,
well, that's worse
I
than
did that all
being
the time.
ghosted.
Wait, China said she did it all
You're
the
a
time. You guys
cloaker?
give us more. Give us insight into someone who would cloak.
I didn't know I was out here just cloaking all the time. I didn't know there was a name for it. But yeah, back in the day, instead of ghosting, and then, you know, I was like, I'm over it, out of sight, out of mind, block Instagram, block number, on to the next.
Did they do something that made you
All
think like I can never see or hear from them again, or were you just like it's easier?
It's just easier because I was just not great at letting him down because I felt bad about it, and I felt just blocking him. I'll never see him again. And then you end up seeing him in a bar, and then there's an awkward conversation. So it never really worked out for me.
Okay. All right. This story, however, the cloaking term, apparently it actually came from a situation where a woman met some dude on a dating app, and she was at the restaurant waiting for him. I guess she had last checked in like an hour before the date and everything's great, see you soon. And then not only did he stand her up, but he also ghosted her and then cloaked her. That doesn't sound right at all.
No, it doesn't
Oh my
sound right.
gosh.
I think it might also be like a Harry Potter invisible cloak kind of, now I'm just going to disappear.
And then just, so it wasn't that she couldn't get out of or he couldn't get out of the relationship. It was relationship didn't even start. And then when like cloaking happened, he just completely blocked her. So she had no way to contact him after the fact.
Right. Now, China, I know you said that you never saw Harry Potter. So an invisible cloak, I just want to tell you, is when they put it over, they were invisible.
Okay.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yes, I was just
look at you bring it back around.
out here cloaking.
Very good.
Thank you.
There's another trend we have to talk about. A skincare trend that is concerning doctors. Uh-oh, I'm scared. What is it?
So we don't give that much credence to what people do on TikTok, but their new thing is just to rub beef fat all over your face.
Oh.
And yes, I did say beef fat, but not just beef fat. You take beef and you bring it down and you get beef tallow. So it's actually the tallow that you're supposed to put all over your face. It has less impurities and I guess burns all the hair off the cow or what have you.
Before you guys look at that kind of go, no way, there's no way I'm doing that. Just keep in mind, you see Jody right now? She did it an hour ago.
Girl, this is beef fat.
I will never believe you for that. That is so disgusting. Well, thanks, guys. We're going to end it there.
You know?
Oh, you're welcome. We'll see you next week.
We'll talk to you soon, Jody and Bender. Oh,
Go
wow.
Kraken!
Well, coming up, Pie Wine Bar is joining us in studio with a look at their delicious pies.
And we're learning how to make some of their signature drinks. I'm very excited about this. We'll be right back. It is time for Seattle Sips, where we highlight delicious drinks in our area.
Yes, and today we are joined by Scott Aldridge and Jessica Stepp with Pie Wine Bar Woodinville by Willridge Vineyard Winery and Distillery. I got that right?
Yes.
There's a lot going on there. You guys do it all. Thank you so much for coming in. This is awesome. So tell us all about Willridge Winery. It's the oldest winery in Seattle. Give us a scoop.
Yeah, so we were founded by Paul Beveridge back in 1988 down in Madrona. We still operate a little bit out of the basement of the house and then rent the main floor restaurant out to another restaurant. We have a few different locations. We have two in Seattle, our Woodinville location, which is where we are from, and then our Yakima location. Our Yakima location is our vineyard site, which Paul bought and did everything, had everything planted himself.
Very cool.
We became the state's first certified organic and biodynamic winery in the state as well.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So what are we making today?
Today we have a couple takes on a margarita, which we call our grappa-rita. We make it with our grappa di Moscato. Okay. And then we do a take on a classic paper plane. We call it the wooden plane. It's a little bit different, and it's an homage to Woodinville.
Amazing. Let's get right into it. Oh, that's a skinny bottle.
Yeah, what is that?
All our spirits are at $3.75, so this is our grappa di Moscato. We do use a little bit more than average.
That's fine. We love to see it.
We're not going to shut it down. Fabulous.
So we do 2 ounces of that per drink.
Nice. And what's that?
Special
This is
sauce.
our lime juice.
Okay.
Just lime.
Just lime.
Very cool.
We'll do 3/4 ounces of lime juice.
Tell us all about your cocktail program.
So our cocktail program is based on product that we distill ourselves. So we distill approximately half a dozen different apples. We have apricot, plum, pear. We do 4 or so different grappas and a vodka. And then we do some infusions with our vodka as well. We do a rosemary infusion.
Ooh.
We do a habanero infused as well, just to make it a little spicy. So we add that one into our margarita. So
we love a good kick.
Yeah.
Yes,
A little
yes.
kick.
And then you mentioned that you are the first certified organic biodynamic winery.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you guys?
That is really important to Paul. That just goes back to like everything that he has ever done. It takes a lot of pride in Salmon Safe and giving back. We do a lot for. I did not bring my straw.
That's okay. We'll improvise.
No, I got it.
You got it.
We love the nut sound.
I love seeing people's different shaking styles too. You've got some like swagger with that shake right there, my friend.
You gotta get it cold.
The shirt, the shake, just fantastic.
Yeah. Great, great.
So are we expecting this to be spicy, sour?
This is not. This is our plan. This is going to be sour, a little tart.
Okay.
So a little tart, okay.
Look at that. Very nice. How did you know you wanted to get into this?
You know, I got into this because my passion became wine. I did not have a background in restaurants, so I figured bartending was my way in. And so I went to a school, started learning flavors, profiles.
Is this for me?
Yeah, that's you.
So we can drink on air legally?
Of course. Welcome to Studio 13 Live.
Different world. Yeah, I'm gonna like it here.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely gonna like it here. You were talking about your wine. I'm noticing
Yes.
that there's fruit in your wine. It's a very, ship in a wine glass. So how does that happen?
So these are brandies. We have our apple and pear brandies, and what we do is we actually take the time to put the fruit. We have about a 2-week window to put the branch into the bottle. We tie the bottle
full
to
branch.
the tree. Yes.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
And, yep, and then the fruit will start growing in, and we do it upside down so any condensation will drip out.
Oh
and
my
no rainwater
gosh.
gets in the bottle.
That's
So
a
there's
lot
just-
more intense than I thought it was.
There's
Time
just like a
consuming.
tree with bottles like attached to it,
Yes.
kind of. Oh my gosh! I think I need to see a picture of this. While you get started on the next drink,
Yes.
why don't you tell me about these delicious award-winning pies that we have going on here?
Well, thank you. So right now we have our apple crumble. This is my pie that I'm most famous for.
Okay.
And this is our French silk, which is like a chocolate cream with a delicious whipped cream on top.
And I think we need to
Amazing.
mention your earrings. Can we get a shot of these?
Are
She
they
has-
pies?
She has pie earrings, and they're
so
the cutest
cute.
little things.
Thank you. As you can tell, pie is my passion.
Yes, I gotta try some of this.
Yes.
I want to try the apple crumble one.
Go ahead.
You want some?
Chocolate one?
Oh my gosh! I can't
okay.
tip the pie. Okay, here we go.
What's acceptable? Do we have to like eat cute on here? Or do we just,
What
like-
I've learned, China, is small bites.
Oh,
I
small
have
bites.
like.
Okay.
I see why you're famous for this.
Thank you.
This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Apple pie is one of my favorite foods in the world, so
Apple
This
pie
apple
is
crumble
my
is so good.
favorite. Yeah, it's so good.
this is fantastic.
Thank
Ooh,
Oh, do you want to
guys
try
really
this?
do it all.
I'm just going in on it.
So what are you making now?
Another
I'll
one?
try a bite of that.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try this. Yeah, so what are we shaking up now? It kind of looks like an old fashioned.
No, this
But
one
it's
is
not.
our wooden plane. We use a dairy-free foaming agent on top, so we don't have to worry about people's allergies to dairy.
That's awesome.
Yes, and it adds just a beautiful soft texture to the drink.
Fabulous.
This is
Can't wait to
fantastic.
taste
Thank
it. Isn't
you.
that so good?
Yeah, we have savory and fruit pies and creams at our location.
Awesome. What other pies do you have?
Right now we have a chicken pot pie, enchilada. We usually do a shepherd's pie for savory. And we have a wide selection of like strawberry balsamic pies, blueberry lavender, and berry port and apples. There's so many to choose from.
Amazing.
Well, listen, I'll burn cereal. So what does it take to make a pie? Is it complicated, or what does it take to make these?
Well, I went to culinary school and I also learned from my grandmother. So pie has been my whole life. So it just takes hard work and love, and you can put anything into a pie.
It seems like you found the why in pie.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
I like that.
Your
The
next
wine
business
pie.
All right, so
what do we have?
So this is the wooden plane. This is based on our aged brandy. It comes from the 2010 vintage, and then we put it in barrel for 8 years.
Fabulous.
What were you doing 8 years ago, Carly?
Ooh, girl, what was I doing? Where was I living? Maybe living in Los Angeles.
8
What were
years.
you doing 8 years ago?
I was in Las Vegas, living at home, just getting ready to get out of town.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay, here you go.
So before we taste it, what are we expecting?
You're gonna get a very light take on an aged, almost like a bourbon-esque kind of feel, but with the with that lemon citrus, it really lightens it up.
That's fantastic.
I've never tasted anything like this.
This is so good. Scott and Jessica, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Bringing us delicious drinks, delicious pies. This is wonderful. We have a link with more info on Pie Wine Bar up on our website, fox13seattle.com/studio13live.
I'm gonna continue drinking these, but that's okay. We still have more of a show to get to, so let's see if I can read the prompt after this. But still to come, Studio 13 Live, what does the color of your phone say about you?
Ooh, a psychologist is weighing in, and we are giving you the details coming up. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. You know, whenever you're picking out a new phone, something you have to decide is the color that you get. And once you do, what does the color you choose say about you? Well, a psychologist has weighed in. They say that people with yellow iPhones enjoy its uplifting effect. People who have lavender-colored phones appreciate life's complexity. Red phones are for people who like attention, and black phones are for people who show strength. What color phone do you have?
Black.
Me too, because it goes with everything.
It goes for everything, and also like when you have makeup, it's always on your hands, always on your face. It's just the least to get, you know, dirty. So it doesn't have to be psychology about everything. Maybe you just don't want to be messy all the time.
I know. Maybe you want to just change your phone case and have it match. I used to, my last iPhone was a purple phone, and it made it really hard. I was like, the only iPhone case I could have is like clear, which always looks dirty, or black.
Right.
So now I have black. I can have whatever.
I mean, back in the day, you always wanted to be on the trends and have everything, but now, as an adult in my 30s, I'm just like, whatever's the cheapest that I can make calls and go on Instagram.
Let's keep it simple.
We're good. We're good. All right, so let's face it, there's a lot of bad movies out there. But besides being bad and the reviews, what are some other warning signs? Well, apparently there's a new list on Reddit. So some of the biggest red flags here are multiple trailers for a comedy, but they use the same joke in all of them. Selling points are focused on celebrity names and visual effects. It's a remake of a good movie. It's advertised as one of the best movies of the year, and it's late January.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing worse than seeing a movie and being like, oh, every joke was in the trailer. And
Which
now it's just
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
They really stretch it out there. Yeah. I also didn't know that, like, people could say, oh, it is the best fill in the blank, or like the #1 fill in the blank, but like there's no one like enforcing that rule. Anybody can say
According
that.
to who?
According to who?
Your Aunt Janet, who made an Instagram account and voted it the best.
You know it.
Love to see it.
Well, if your partner asks, what do you want to do for dinner? Apparently responding with whatever you want is not the way to go. A relationship expert's take is trending on social media, saying that when you answer that way, you might think you're being nice, but really you're only adding stress to the situation by doing this. You're really just saying, you decide. And a lot of people already have decision fatigue at the end of the day. So the next time that your partner asks what you want to eat, try to weigh in.
It always goes south when they ask, you know, what do you want to eat? Oh, nothing. Okay, well then I want sushi. No, I don't want sushi.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what do you want?
Yeah.
So I saw something where it said the next time your partner says, whatever you want. You say, you know what, we're gonna go exactly where you want. You've been wanting to go there for a long time. I'm so excited to take you there. It's been a while, we're gonna go. And then you are gonna say exactly what it is, and then they're gonna go there.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so that works.
I don't know what it's like to not know what I want for dinner at all. I feel like I always have something in mind. And so when I suggest it, I'll be like, I'm really like craving sushi today. Do you want to go get sushi? Or like Thai food sounds amazing. Would you want to go? And then he can respond to that. Because my boyfriend does not get the same pleasure in food that I do at all. He says, like, if he could eat a military biscuit that would have all of the nutrients that he would want in his like life, he would eat that for every single meal. Really? I don't know what that's like.
Really?
Yeah.
There was actually a guy that I was talking to years ago, and he says he only eats for, you know, for body fuel. And I said immediately, like, this is not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Like, eating is a 4-hour deal. You have to enjoy it. We need to talk and have a conversation.
Yeah.
I need to tell you how I feel about every single course. I'm going to order 5 things. I'm going to eat off your dish.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are going to happen.
I feel like it is so important, too, to, like, when you're choosing a life partner, to make sure that you're compatible in, like, what you like to eat, to your point. Because, you know, you're going to be sharing thousands or tens of thousands or maybe more than that meals with that person.
Right.
So you got to make sure you're kind of on the same page.
Yes. If I'm a pizza and burger person and you're just doing salads and chicken, we're going to have a problem.
Not the same thing.
And speaking of when you go out to eat, you might want to think about what you wear when you go out the next time to eat, because new research finds dressing up might actually get you better service. So the University of Missouri had more than 200 service workers look at pictures of random people to decide if they would leave a good tip or not. The people who dressed nicer were assumed to leave better tips. The idea is that workers will give better service to people that they think will tip good. So well-dressed men were seen as the biggest tippers. So should it be what you're wearing is what matters?
That's tough, because I feel like athleisure's gotten really popular in recent years. And like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of time in my off time, I do dress like very casually when I go out to eat. So I hope people aren't like, uh-oh, we're not gonna get a good tip here. I feel like if I look at someone and I think like they had been a server before, I would think they would know because they've been there, and like they'll probably give me a good tip.
Yeah, and especially growing up in Vegas, people who have money do not dress like they have money. You know, like a Steve Jobs kind of thing, or anyone who has money, they're wearing, you know, regular pants and a t-shirt. They don't need to show that they have money. And the people who show that they have money and it's Gucci from head to toe, they might not be the best tippers.
Yeah, what is the phrase about that? It's like being
wealth whispers.
Yes, wealth whispers, but being rich screams or something.
Being rich screams, wealth whispers.
Yeah. There you go. Life tips there. Well, still ahead on Studio 13 Live, we are sitting down with Dakota Lewis, one of the top bull riders in the world, ahead of his show in Everett and Tacoma.
And hear all about his journey competing for the title of PBR World Champion and what you can expect on the Unleash the Beast tour.
Take you another mile.
Hey, the Professional Bull Riders nationally televised show Unleash the Beast is making a stop at the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett and the Tacoma Dome this week. The tour showcases the top bull riders in the world as they go head-to-head against a fiery bull.
So today we're joined by one of the professional bull riders chasing the PBR World Champion title. We have Dakota Lewis with us right now. We are so happy to have you here. There's so many questions we have. We're obviously not versed in your realm. So tell us, let's start off by telling us, how did you get here to be one of the best in the world?
You know, my journey started, I guess, as a pretty young cowboy. My dad, he was a professional bull rider, and growing up, he was my superhero. So just wanting to follow in his footsteps. And 30 years old now, I've been on the tour, and it's been a dream come true. So.
That's so exciting. So PBR, the Professional Bull Riders Organization, they're hosting their Unleash the Beast show at the Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett today and Saturday, as well as the Tacoma Dome on Sunday. Pretty big venues there. Talk to us about the events and what people can expect from coming to a show.
Yeah, no, coming to the events, I mean, it's going to be action-packed. It's like a concert with bull riding. I mean, you're going to see the good bull rides, and with the bulls, there's also going to be the wild wreck. So you really never know what you're going to get to see. Nothing script, so once the gate opens, it's whatever happens, happens.
A wise person once said, I believe his name was Forrest Gump, you never know what you're going to get.
I like that.
All right, so it is said that in the sports world, there are 2 athletes. So tell us about the animals of the PBR and how they're scored.
So the PBR bulls are the absolute best bulls in the world. I mean, for us, we get a very good chance of winning because of their caliber. I mean, they buck, which means they jump high in the air and they spin fast. Their job is to get us on the ground. So our job is to stay on. And with the bulls that we have, the chance to get on, I mean, the scores you can get are very high. So
how does it work? Do you have a specific bull that you usually ride, or is it like you're always riding a new one and you're surprised at it if somebody, like me, doesn't know?
Yeah, no, so it's a random draw.
Okay.
I mean, there are very few times you might get on a bull twice.
Yeah.
And depending on which part of the country we're in is, I guess, the contractors they'll have for that location.
Interesting.
So being up here in the Northwest, I actually got on a bull last night that came from Ohio. So
really,
yeah, it was kind of odd to see a bull from over the central location, but he ended up winning last night, but he got lucky.
Yeah, well, it feels like the bulls are professional athletes as well, and I hear they kind of get treated as such. They've got chiropractors and acupuncture. Tell us all about that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they get the world-class treatment. They get massages. I mean, they're on fitness regimen, eating regimen. I mean, they're all different. So, I mean, whoever, I guess whatever contractor has for that individual animals, how they go about it, I feel like they get treated better than most people. So
wow.
They're very, very fortunate.
Wow.
And then we're told that you are competing for crucial points to qualify for the World Finals. So talk to us about why this is so important, this competition coming up.
Yeah, so we've been going since end of November. I think this is our last 2 weeks of the season to make it to the World Finals in Fort Worth, Texas. So these points that we're getting right now are crucial. So everybody who's right there on that bubble are definitely going to be pushing to do good, and then whoever's right there chasing the world title is even going to be getting after it as well. So.
Yeah, it seems like you have a lot of fun doing this. What would you say is your favorite part about bull riding and competing?
I have a lot of favorites, I guess, but I guess it's probably just showing people, me being from small town, really having this as a dream as a kid, that just going to show perseverance and determination that you can make it happen. So to being on this stage and just doing what I love is just, like I said, a dream come true, and I'm just thankful.
Yeah, you're already successful, whether or not you take that top, #1 spot.
Now, can I ask you an obvious question here? Is it painful to do this? Because it looks painful.
Well, depending on the ride. Last night, I decided to let the bull step all over me, so that was pretty painful. Ooh. But when you make the qualified 8 seconds and land on your feet, it's a no better feeling.
That has to feel so good. Do you have like a favorite moment or a moment that you're most proud of in your career?
I have a few very, I guess, favorable moments, but one definitely has to be last year when I won my home state event, Billings, Montana, with just a lot of friends and family in the crowd.
That must have felt amazing. And how did you celebrate?
I actually had to take a 10-hour drive back home. So,
did you celebrate when you went home?
We definitely enjoy the time that we get at home. Yeah. I have a 5-year-old son, so he was the one I was most proud, and right there I couldn't.
Does he want to be a bull rider?
Because it runs in your blood, in your veins.
I guess depends on the day. He dresses and talks like he's already in the bull riding league. And when he gets to go to the events and walks in the locker room, he acts like he's 25. So.
Would you encourage him to do it if he was interested?
Oh, for sure. I mean, anything that he would want to do. Yeah. It's been a passion of mine, so I could only imagine, having someone have that support to push you doing something that you love.
What about like women in bull riding? Are there very many women that compete?
There's none on our tour, but sky's the limit. So I don't doubt that we won't see a female in the future in the professional bull riding.
And when you prep for this, do you use a mechanical bull?
Sometimes. Sometimes, like I've grown up on a ranch, so I get to ride horses and things like that. I feel like that's pretty decent practice, but the mechanical bull is definitely the most safe on the practice side.
That's awesome.
And speaking of that, if you go to a bar, are you going to get on the mechanical bull and just show everyone off?
I guess depends on how many drinks I get in me.
They would not know what hit them if you showed up there and did that. Amazing, Dakota. Thank you so much for coming in here and telling us about this thing you do.
Thanks for having me.
So interesting. Good luck. We have a link with more info on PBR's Unleash the Beast tour up on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio 13 Live.
And then coming up on Studio 13 Live, we are learning how to make Detroit-style pizza with Japanese influences.
Yes, Coma Pizza is cooking up their teriyaki and miso pizzas with mochi dough. We'll be right back.
It is time for Emerald Eats, where we highlight amazing food in our area.
Yes, and today we are joined by Chef Shota Nakajima with Coma Pizza. Thanks for coming in.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Oh yeah, I like the spread in front of us. I'm so excited.
Right? A little breakfast.
Yeah, I'm impressed by you. So you're a 3-time James Beard Award semifinalist.
A little bit.
Congratulations. No big deal. Tell us about your culinary career.
I started working in restaurants when I was 15, and when I was 18, I had the big dream to go work in a Michelin-star restaurant. So I moved to Japan, trained over there for 5.5 years. Opened my first restaurant at 25, which was a 10-course, 15-course restaurant where we changed the menu every day. And
in Japan?
Oh, in Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle, okay.
And in 2020, I had the opportunity to go on Top Chef, and since then, I've been doing more TV with Guy Fieri, Food Network, Bobby's team, and currently I have 2 restaurants in Seattle. One is called Taku, which is fried chicken with a little izakaya style mix into it, and the other one is going to be Detroit style pizza that we have right in front of you.
So I think you're the most famous person I've ever met.
Oh, thank you. I just cook food, though.
You do own a Coma Pizza, which is now located inside Red Hook Brew Lab on Capitol Hill. So talk about the restaurant and how you incorporate Japanese roots into pizza.
So big thing, I'm going to start building as we go too. Big thing about pizza in Japan right now is a lot of people put a tiny bit of mochi flour inside.
That's so surprising to me.
Right? It's got this nice little bouncy texture. It's a very small amount, but it gives it this very unique texture to it. Our hydration is 80%, so it's pretty much a very light focaccia. So think of it as focaccia, light focaccia with crunchy cheese on the outside.
What about the flavor of it? Because sometimes it's a sweet, you know, if you get like mochi, like ice cream or something like that.
It kind of, so when it comes out, it has that light sweetness, and for me, it reminds me of a Japanese milk bread a little bit when it comes out because of that sweetness. And my mom's side is a bakery family.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You know what you're doing, just a little bit.
A little bit. I think I know what I'm doing.
All right, so we got 2 pizzas here. What do we have going on here? What are you making?
So right now, I'm going to start assembling a pizza called the Dodger. Dodger is my dog's name. He's a border collie, 3 years old. Incredible dude. And what we do is we braise the short ribs, and then we marinate it in my teriyaki sauce that, you know, I should have brought a bottle. Totally forgot.
That's okay.
That you can get on meikumami.com, by the way.
Ooh.
And yeah, we bake it with a little tomato sauce and some fried egg aioli. That's the mushroom one, where it has some mushrooms, fennel, and our dough is vegan. So besides the cheese, it's completely vegetarian.
That's awesome. And you put the cheese first.
I put the cheese on first.
Okay.
And put the sauce on. And this is, I don't know if you guys know this pizza oven. Breville just came out with a new pizza oven that goes up like 700 degrees. It doesn't even really get hot on the outside.
Oh, wow.
My friends from Chef Steps let me borrow it for this.
That's awesome.
We appreciate
I love Breville.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef Steps. Thank you, Breville.
That's what I need, just another something on my counter.
I feel like I'm going to buy an air fryer, but I'm still kind of fighting
Carly, I have 2 of them.
Really?
I have 2 air fryers. It's now my identity.
Air fryers are great. Have you ever thrown just a straight soft shell crab into an air fryer?
I'm not that bold yet.
We're
working up.
Yeah.
We're in fries and tater tots. We'll get to
We're
the
eating
show.
the pizza.
So the idea of this is you stuff the cheese on the outside.
Okay.
And you kind of let it melt on the side, and what happens is it bubbles up and you get this nice little crust on the edge.
That's awesome.
Which is yum. So
and then how long does it take to kind of bake usually?
The dough itself is pre-baked, so this will probably take 2-3 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it'll be done.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
Tell me about your decision to do Detroit-style pizza.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's really having a moment right now.
it is. It really is. Well, I come from a city called Osaka in Japan, which Osaka is known for carbs on carbs.
Yeah.
You eat ramen with a bowl of rice on the side.
Love to see it.
You eat yakisoba inside of a piece of bread.
Yeah.
When I originally took over Red Hook, I was going to do okonomiyaki or something Japanese, but walking through the space, there's already a lot of people that were going there. You know, they had their burgers, they had their cheeseburgers, and it felt a little, I don't know, a little out there to be like, oh, I'm just going to change the whole entire concept.
Yeah.
And when I met Detroit style pizza or got to know Detroit style pizza, it reminded me of Osaka because of the dough and just how thick it is. So that was kind of my nod. It's like, oh, it's the in between, the middle.
Yeah. And go ahead.
So how long did it take for you to figure out kind of the recipe that you wanted to make this creation?
Oh, I would say to be comfortable with it, it took about a month, but we're still consistently changing the recipe as we go, the way we cook it, the hydration level, you know, especially because we're inside of a brewery and they brew stuff inside, so the temperature is different. So we always have to figure out the little tiny nuances.
What was your experience like on Top Chef?
Top Chef?
Yeah.
Where do you even start?
What's it like being on a cooking show?
A lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah?
It's
Is it as intense as it looks as a viewer?
It's more intense than what it looks because you don't have a day off and you just keep going consistently. Like when we filmed Top Chef, like we didn't have a day off for a month and a half, and you just keep going and going and going, and there are what 14-hour days that you're nonstop working. So if you get to the finale, everyone's delusional.
Yeah, it sounds like it would make you delusional.
But at the same time, there's no opportunity that you get to cook with 14 incredible chefs around the nation.
Yeah.
And I've made some of the closest friends that I still talk to every day.
Yeah, amazing. I have to try this veggie one.
Please do.
This looks so good.
And also, while we try, I feel like it's a prerequisite. As a chef, you have to have amazing hair. So you have amazing hair.
Thank
they just do. They always do. It's a fact.
I'm trying to do like the whole anime thing a little bit too.
I love it. This is so good.
It's nice, right? Got a little bit of
It's like
chew.
fluffy a little bit too. Because sometimes with like deep dish or Detroit style, it can feel really heavy, but it's a little fluffy in there too.
So we originally started with like a 65% hydration, which is usually what you do for Detroit style pizza. But after eating 2 slices, I felt full, and that's why I changed it to 80%. And added a little bit of mochi flour, so it kind of has this like very light texture. It doesn't fill you up, but it's got this nice little bouncy bite to it.
And then it seems like you're always pushing the boundary here. You got mochi and pizza. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? I don't know. I'm thinking hand rolls, maybe.
Hand rolls.
Hand rolls.
Hand rolls. Okay.
With pizza and cauliflower and crab and chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
Because you just make it all work somehow.
I'll make it work, yeah.
You definitely
some kind of
do.
dessert, some bar with all of it.
Well, I'm excited to see what you do next.
Yes.
You're clearly killing it at this.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us and allowing us to just devour this pizza. It makes our job great. But we have a link for more information on Coma Pizza up on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live.
Yeah, and if you have a restaurant or bar you think we should feature, definitely let us know. Email us, studio13live@fox.com. Have a great day. Woo!
Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today.